Hi guys, this is Trevor. Today I'm going to do a video on how to take apart and clean a Kel-Tech KSG 12. So when you get your Kel-Tech in the box like this, open it up here, you have yourself the actual gun, a safety to keep in it when it's unloaded, and they actually provide you with a sling as well. To actually break it down and clean it, you're going to need your general cleaning supplies. This video or the manual that's provided by Kel-Tech, and a quarter. If you're having trouble finding this specialty part, head to pretty much any store in America and ask for change. Quick overview of the Kel-Tech real quick. It's a bullpup style shotgun, 2 magazine tubes, holds a total of 15 rounds if you're using 2 3/4 inch. It's got an 18 1/4 inch barrel and a 26 inch long platform, so it's really nice to have that bullpup style, really controlled, nice short gun. I also have the receipt for mine because I just picked it up a couple weeks ago. If you know Kel-Tech or you've been looking for them, you'll see them for anywhere around $850 to $1,300. I actually picked mine up for $899, which was a great deal for my area. I've never seen one that low here. I actually went and got it on my 18th birthday. It was really cool. The guys were giving me some weird looks, but I had a great day. So yeah, here we go. We're gonna take it out of the box. All right, so I got my Kel-Tech out of the box here, and the first thing we're gonna do, and the first thing you should ever do when you're touching or cleaning a gun, taking it apart, whatever, just picking it up and playing with it, we're gonna make sure that it's clear. So on the Kel-Tech, you actually have to look down inside the back of it there because it's a bullpup style. We can see that there's no shell there. I can stick my finger down there. We're good. There's no shells in these tubes, so we're all ready to go here. Let's start taking this thing apart. So I'm actually going to do a review on this in a separate video. If you want to see that, if you want to see it shoot, go ahead and check that out. That video will be coming out later. But let's get started here. The first step to taking apart the KSG is we got these 2 pins here that need to come out. So we're going to push on them on either side, flip the gun over, and pull them out. Let's make sure to keep all our pieces here. Now once that's done, this whole lower receiver is pretty much ready to come out. What you're going to do then is push forward and up, and that should come out just like that. We're going to take that, put it up here. So now we have the KSG. We're going to make sure our selector is in the center, not on either tube, but just right in the center here. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to take the stock out here. So to take the stock out, all you really have to do, and what KSG and Kel-Tech tells you to do, is just pull. Well, just pulling is actually a little tough to get out, so I like to use some sort of force here. Let's see if I got anything to hit this with. I'm going to use this because it's rubber. Get that loosened up. And then that just slides out just like that. So now in here, now all we have left is our barrels and upper assembly, or our barrel, excuse me, and our loading tubes and upper assembly. Next, out of here, we're going to pull out the actual pin assembly. Should just come out right and nice for us, just like that. There's the pin assembly there. Now the next step is kind of interesting, because what you have to do is unscrew these tubes here on the end of the gun, but you have to screw them each 1/4 inch at a time. So this is going to take me a minute. Kel-Tech says to use whatever tool you prefer. I found the only thing I can get that fits in there is a 1/4, so I'm going to go ahead and use a 1/4. So I got my 1/4 here. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that you actually need a technical tool to take this gun apart, being the 1/4. But I guess you don't always need it because you can clean this without actually taking the tubes off. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you how to take the tubes and the upper assembly off from the barrel so you can actually get into just the barrel if you wanted to. It's a little bit easier to clean that way. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. We're just going to go about quarter turn to a turn aside, and then rotate. These also don't come all the way out. I learned that my first time taking this apart. The instruction manual doesn't make that very clear. Really what you're just trying to do is get them until they just spin freely, and then your gun is ready to come apart. This looks like we're almost there. That one's good. That one's also good. So now, to actually get these apart, I'm gonna pull your slide all the way forward, and then these, well, so then we're gonna press down right here on this to get that to clear behind, slide that off, and then these just simply pull apart and out. So now, if we're looking at everything here, we have our upper assembly with our tubes, our barrel, the stock, our lower assembly, the pins, and of course our firing pin assembly. For cleaning, we're going to clean the barrel, the pin assembly, the lower, and the upper. I'm actually not going to clean the gun in this video. I'm assuming that you guys can figure out how to take a cloth and some gun lubricant and wipe this all down. It's really not too complicated. I already cleaned the barrel. I can do a separate video later if you guys want on how to actually clean a shotgun barrel. But if you guys are looking up how to clean a KSG, I'm guessing this isn't your first shotgun. Most people don't buy the KSG as their first shotgun. So now we have it all apart. We cleaned it, technically, and it's time to put it back together. So the first thing we're gonna do is go back, work through our steps here. We got our upper. We're gonna make sure that these pins are in both sides here, and then we're gonna slide these right back in where they came from. Make sure that goes in there. Make sure this ties under here. And you're gonna notice this gap right here. This gap is gonna exist until our screws are all the way in. So we're gonna check that our screws are all the way in, because this piece should touch this piece when I'm done. So then we're coming back to our screws on this side. We're only gonna go about a turn or two aside before we switch. And they don't have to be ridiculously tight with a quarter. I like to just go about as tight as I can with my fingers. I usually call that good. All right, so we just finished up screwing in these magazine tubes. We're gonna check to make sure they're all the way in, and they are, because these are very closely aligned. Now, the next step is we're gonna slide this all the way back, make sure it's in our lockout all the way back. Then we're actually gonna take this whole assembly here for the firing pin, tilt it sideways. Got a little hair on it there. All right, tilt it sideways, slide it in, and then tilt it up. This last little metal flange, should be in the back of that last cutout hole there. Now we are going to slide that all the way forward. Grab our barrel or stock assembly here. Make sure that our slide right here is all the way up and locked out. And we're gonna slide this right back where it came from. No, I missed it there. In the top of the gun. Sometimes it helps if you grab the firing pin and push down on it. That helps everything clear behind it there. And then that slides up nicely. Give it a little good kick in. Now to our final steps here. We're gonna grab our lower assembly. There's a couple pins right up here. So we're gonna slide into those with the front, lock into it, and then push up to match it back up in the rear. Now we're gonna do this right here because there we go. All right, so now we're down, locked in, and our pins are gonna go right back in here. I like mine going in from the right, coming out on the left, so that's how we're gonna do it. Pins are in. It's racking all the way. A little slide action there. It's a good fun gun. So that's how you take apart your KSG 12 made by Kel-Tech. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like the video. Thank you.